at is on, our running game is still struggling, and I'll get to that in a moment.
And they've only given up 8 sacks, Professor.
Only 8 sacks. That's right. They have not given up a lot of sacks. And so that offensive line is really doing a tremendous, tremendous, tremendous job. And they're going to need that offensive line to play strong in Arrowhead with that crowd and with Houston returning, Julia Houston returning, and the Kansas City defense, getting back some key acquisitions and players. So we're going to need another strong performance from the offensive line. All right, so my grade for Drew and offensive line is 8. Let's go now to the wide receivers and tight ends. I'm going to start with Kobe Fleener and Josh Hill. Against the Carolina Panthers, they played tremendous. They had an outstanding game. San Diego Chargers, not so much. My concern with Josh Hill and Kobe Fleener is consistency. My grade for them overall right now is a C plus. You've seen 2 out of the last 3 games, Kobe Fleener beginning to make plays. The Atlanta game and the Panthers game, not so much in the San Diego game. So they are beginning to turn around with more consistent play, but we're going to need more. We're going to need Josh Hill and Kobe Fleener very much more in this game against Kansas City because we just need more. If we can get Josh Hill and Kobe Fleener to continue to, prosper in the Saints' offensive attack, there's no stopping the Saints' offense. There's too many weapons.
Right.
So that's why you've seen the Saints now average 31 to 32 points a game. The Saints have put up 34, 32, 35, and 41 points. Their only one bad outing was the game against the Giants. So this offense is not an offense that many teams are going to be able to stop. The only way the Saints offense is stopped is if the offense itself stops itself with turnovers or drop passes. Because they have too many weapons. Cooks, Snead, you have, Michael Thomas, you have Fleener, you have Mark Ingram coming out the backfield, you have Hill, you have Brandon Coleman when he shows up at times, you have little Tommy Lee Lewis. Mm-hmm. They have the package of an offense that can easily put up 35 points. And unfortunately, because of the struggles with the defense and the injury, we're going to need our offense to be the strength of the team, to carry this team to having any type of hope of a winning season. And so the pressure is on them, but they can do it. They can do it. They've done it 4 out of 5 games. And that's what we're going to need. We're going to need the offense to play at 95% every week until we get Ellery back, until we get Rowe back and Sheldon Rankin, and to get some of the players back on defense and Stephon Anthony. I'll get to the defense in a minute. Now, as far as the tight ends, Josh Hill is returning from injury, so having Josh Hill back with Fleener, I think things are going to open up even more with the tight ends for Drew, and that'll be a plus. But my overall grade for them for the San Diego and the Panthers game is a C+. They're improving, but I need much more from them and much more consistency.
Yeah, I agree.
Your thoughts on the tight end?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when you look at what Fleener was able to do against Atlanta, I know he had 109 yards receiving in that game. You started to see exactly how he can be utilized, right? And in the Carolina game, that 50-yarder for a touchdown that he caught was just out. I mean, that was an outstanding catch. And I'm thinking, wow, I mean, this is what we need, the flash in the tight end position, and you need to have Drew starting to believe in the tight end position. And then when Josh Hill went up to make that outstanding end zone catch and to hang on to the football going down to the ground, and that was just beautiful. And to keep his feet in bounds, man, that was a great play. So to have Josh Hill as well as Fleener, both of those guys working as a tandem as tight ends, I think if we can keep them healthy, we're going to go really a long way. We did lose Manhurts because the Saints waived him prior to Sunday's game to be able to add, I forgot, someone else to the roster at that time. But Carolina did something sneaky on Monday morning. They went ahead and they took Manhurts and picked him up off of waivers. So the Saints are still with Josh Hill. It's good that he came back, but C plus right now, I think that's an excellent grade for these guys. And it's a little bit incomplete at this time. So,
yeah, I think right now the Saints offense has got to be one of the top offenses in it. I think right now I would have to vote that offense as the best. I really do because and they're going to be tested severely in the upcoming weeks. We're going to really see their offense where it's at when they play Denver and Seattle. Thank goodness those games are at home. But right now, this offense is right up there with Atlanta, and the Dallas Cowboys, I think, in points, and New England. So let's just hope they can continue. The wide receivers, what else can you say about Brandon Cooks?
Awesome.
He's at a 98-yarder, an 87-yarder. And, he's showing why he was drafted as the number one pick. Michael Thomas, I think we have, one of the top tandems. Willie Snead has been in the background a little bit these last couple of weeks. He missed one game, but it's, the Saints do a very great job of rotating the ball to players. And you look at the stats, the Saints have at least about 4 players that are over 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And Cook is over 400, and Thomas is over 300, and Snead is right around 300. So you have the potential where this team might have 3,000-yard receivers.
Wow, wouldn't that be awesome? That would be awesome.
Yeah, they're young. They're 23, 24, 22. So
and Brandon Coleman is 24. So when I was reading an article on ESPN by Mike Triplett, he said we have the youngest wide receiving core in the National Football League.
Yeah, and so if we can find a way to keep them all with the salary caps and stuff, and we can find a way to keep Drew for the next 2 to 3 years, there's no telling the level of achievement this tandem will get. And, these 4 could, usurp what we had in Devery and Lance Moore and
Mm-hmm.
Robert Meacham and Marcus Colston.
Right.
So there is something great of being established here, with them. And in terms of the wide receivers, I mean, their play, has been outstanding. The only issue, like I said, is they're on the road. They've got to play better on the road because they don't look the same when they go on the road. They drop passes.
Mm-hmm.
So I need them to get their confidence level in this Kansas City game when they're on the road and not be nervous. And I'm hoping that now that they've, gotten the field together and playing together, that their confidence level will get stronger and stronger because we need them as along with Drew to carry the team, in terms of making those key third down receptions or making that key reception in the red zone to sustain drives. So I graded, though, between the Panthers game and the San Diego game, I gave them a B plus to A minus. They were right on the range because they played great against the Panthers, not so great against San Diego. And so I was a borderline, A minus to B plus range is where I put them. But they've played outstanding in 4 out of 5 games. And so overall, right now, they're a solid 8. Because they are making key receptions. They are, I believe, becoming more in unison and congruent with Drew on a lot of things. And we just need to make sure we continue to work on the drop passes and alleviating those. And I think you got a solid union. They're going to get better, and they're going to get better and better throughout the season. So that's a very much positive and plus we have with the team. All right, so your grade count for the wide receiver.
I would have to say A minus for these guys, and I only say A minus is because of Brandon Coleman, okay? And Michael Thomas, the second round draft pick, he's just done what we need him to do. He's 3 touchdowns for the season. He's had a touchdown in the past 3 games for the team. He's the leading receiver of that group as far as the number of catches. Brandon Cooks has more yardage, but I mean, what he's been able to come in and step in, especially when you said Willie Snead was injured with his toe injury for a couple of games, and Brandon Coleman He's good, just like what Coach says. Whenever he can turn around and face the football, he will catch it, right? So we can always have him to have at least 1 or 2 catches per game. But we really still need to see a little bit more out of Brandon Coleman. And Tommy Lee Lewis did take advantage of the opportunities he was given. He did have that one drop in the Carolina game, but I think all in all, man, we have to really, really be happy in knowing that we have a young, smart in wide receiving core, and we have a guy in Michael Thomas that's going to make us really, really think that we have a positive future with he and Brandon Cooks and Snead together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And hey, guys, don't forget that you can get all your comprehensive New Orleans Saints news up to date right here on Saints News Radio. Don't forget to check out our broadcast every Tuesday night, Who Dat Confession, with my main brothers, Brian and Rev Deuce. They do an outstanding job. Check them out on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Central. Don't forget on Wednesday nights, Kyle T and the Saints News Radio, and that crew comes together on Wednesday nights. And we'll be providing also to you on Thursday nights, the coach's office with our football dad, Coach Rick Gailey. And then you always can check me out on Friday nights right here with me and my main man, Brendan Boylan, with Professor Speaks. Don't forget also, if you need inspiration, uplifting, and to know what's going on in terms of God's Word and how it relates to what's going on in our world, don't forget to check us out in our spiritual broadcast on Sunday nights with the Elect Lady with Pastor Mildred Darlene Simpson, Dispersion Radio with Minister Terrence Johnson, and Life Experiences with yours truly. So we're doing a lot of great things on both networks. Check us out. Go to our website at thanksnews.net, thanksnewsradio.com. Check us out on Facebook at Thanks News. We're out there on Twitter, Periscope, you name it, you can find us. Don't forget to tweet us. Anything you want to discuss regarding the Saints news and anything that you need in terms of encouragement, uplifting, or spiritual guidance, you can contact us also. So we're out here to serve the I know a lot of people don't know about alternative media, but let me just tell you guys, you need to start going to alternative media, because the mainstream media that you're watching on these networks and all of these stations are corporately owned, and therefore they're manipulated and they're controlled. So alternative media is the method in which people are now going to, and there are a lot of forces out there that are trying to strain the voice of alternative media, because 9 times out of 10, alternative media is going to tell you the truth and the facts. They're not owned. We are an independent company, and therefore we are allowed at this time to be able to give all different views from all different people from all walks of life. We are not a media or a company that is focused on one style of thinking. We open to all people. But there are situations and circumstances that are going on, such as the Internet being turned over to the United Nations, in which the United Nations and other streams, there's a lot of hacking going on. A lot of the Internet was impacted by hacking from Russia and China, allegedly, over today, and a lot of sites were down. And so, therefore, there's a lot of things going on in which the day may come where we may not be able to broadcast if the Illuminati or the globalists or the elitists have their way in shutting down alternative media. Please check out one of the great alternative media sites. It's called TrueNews.com, TRUNEWS.com, with Pastor Prophet Rick Wiles. These gentlemen do a wonderful and great job from Vero Beach, Florida, and providing the news in terms of God's Word from a biblical perspective. Okay? So if you need to find out what's going on, check them out and go out there and listen to them. Also, you get a chance. His style is a little different, but sometimes check out also Hagman and HagmanReport.com, SteveQuayle.com, and the Alex Jones Show. These guys' lives have been in jeopardy. These guys are being threatened because of what they're reporting. They've already pulled off Michael Savage off the airwaves, and so you need to go out there and do your due diligence and spend some time over the Internet with the alternative media that's able to report things to you in terms of one of the biggest problems Colin and I have is that we speak the truth as well as our staff with the Saints, and because of that, it has sometimes the Saints try to block and boycott us. We don't care. We don't worry. We love our team, but we're called to give analytical reports and to give you true facts and true historical things. We're not out to destroy anybody nor tear down anybody, but we are responsible for giving you the truth and reporting sports. We're not here for all of the other hype and the other things that are going on, no gimmicks. We just come to give you the truth about the